Welcome again, everyone, to our virtual convocation. I've gathered here in my office everything that would normally be on stage at commencement, except, of course, the trustees, distinguished speakers, faculty, and the leadership team. Just to point out a few of the items, on the screen you can see the university mace, which we might have the only one that has our mascot on top of it, one of my favorite items here. We also have the De Re Metallica, which is the book whose opening and closing signifies as the start in every commencement ceremony. And you can read more about those in the program posted on our website. We also usually have two blasters here on the podium, one or both of which I usually accidentally knock down at some point in the ceremony. And finally, we have the cherished blaster made by students in our Minds Maker Society, specifically for launching these two blasters out in the audience at the end of the ceremony. If you are familiar with our university, you know that for the past 146 years, Minds is focused on producing the top scientists and engineers, industry leaders, entrepreneurs, and the knowledge and innovations that the world needs. A Minds degree instantly commands respect. It communicates a strong work ethic and perseverance, and it indicates that you are resilient, a great team player, and that you're ready to tackle anything. It also says something about your ability to go for days without food, exercise, or sleep, but we're not going to get into that here. Class of 2020, the world has changed a lot since March. There's no doubt that these are uncertain, unprecedented, and somewhat scary times. But remember, that's exactly how you talked about physics class when you were first-year students. You've been challenged from the moment you stepped foot on the Minds campus, and you banded together, helped each other, and got the job done. Those distinguishing characteristics of Minds graduates, the strong work ethic, perseverance, resilience, and teamwork, will get you through the next year, just as they've gotten you through the past 4 or 5 or more years. Be confident. Know that you are better prepared for this situation than the graduates of any other university. I know you will shine and stand out. No, not necessarily from your transcripts, and some of you will be glad to hear that, but from what you did outside the classroom while at Minds. You gave a lot of yourself and you supported others. You helped communities locally and in other countries through your Hike for Help and Minds Without Borders organizations. You raised funds for valuable causes like heart health and literacy, often very creatively, like convincing us to do the polar plunge into Clear Creek. You even inspired others to pursue STEM degrees through your K-12 outreach activities. You were peer mentors, resident assistants, and campus leaders. You welcomed the students who followed you to Minds and mentored them at Ordair Camp. You enriched our campus through your art, music, creative writing, and acting. And you've applied the knowledge you gained at Minds to invent assistive technologies for wheelchair-bound people with quadriplegia. You've created devices to remove debris from space, charge EVs wirelessly, and collect ecological data remotely from reservoirs using an autonomously controlled surface vehicle. You even applied for a patent for a new type of computer mouse based on an ingenious use of properties of formable materials. You also gave us new points of pride through your awards in regional, national, and international competitions. You won first place in IEEE's regional robotics competition, first place at ASCE's regional concrete canoe competition, and the grand prize at NASA's collegiate deep space competition. This past fall, in our first time ever competing in the International Solar Decathlon competition, you were the #1 team. You showed the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference and the rest of the nation that teams comprised entirely of engineers and scientists can win at the highest level of athletic competition and do it with class on the field, court, mat, and track. For the past 5 years straight, you made us the top athletic program in the RMAC and one of the premier programs in the nation. And you have some bragging rights to take with you. You are the first students to ever graduate from Minds this decade. You definitely hold the undisputed official Minds record for the most canceled class days ever due to the combined effects of snow and pandemic. And you have a very special bragging right. According to Lumosity, you are brainier than students at Harvard, Princeton, and Stanford, and pretty much every other school in the country. So you are ready. And today the world needs bright and creative scientists and engineers even more than ever. To wrap up, I have 2 favors to ask of you. First, please find some meaningful way to thank those who supported you on your Minds journey. Alumni affectionately say that it was tough to get into Minds, but even tougher to get out. You all owe emotional debts to others, but those can be paid off with a hug or a simple thank you. Start with your parents and family, especially your mothers this weekend, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I know they're bursting with pride. Also remember the faculty and coaches who challenged you, the staff who advised you, the donors who supported your scholarships, your bosses and others who mentored you, and the network you built at Minds. Both the productive group that helped you complete your degree and that distractive group who kept you from focusing too much on your academic work. I want you to know that the Mines faculty, staff, leadership, alumni, and trustees recognize your significant accomplishment and are proud to call you graduates of Colorado School Mines. So my second favor is that I ask you to share and always carry that pride with you wherever you go in life and your career. And as you make your mark in the world, I hope that you will find some way to help others pursue their education dreams and stay engaged with Mines. You are all hell of engineers and ore diggers for life. Be hell of a Mines alumni, and congratulations, class of 2020. And now I would like to introduce our student speaker. Normally at this ceremony, we would actually have 3 different ceremonies and 3 different speakers. And today we actually have 3 different talks from 3 different students, but we only have time for one of them in this ceremony. But I would like to mention the other 2 and to say that you can go listen to their talks from the video clips on the website. So first of all, I'd like to mention Evan Lim. Evan's from Littleton, Colorado, and he's graduating from Mines with a bachelor's degree today in computer science and a minor in business and entrepreneurship. And you're going to want to take a look at his clip because you're going to have to see how horses got worked into it. Molly Wallace is from Newman, California, and she's graduating today with a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering and a minor in metallurgical and materials engineering. And you'll have to take a look at hers because she's got the most low-key video I've ever seen of a student presentation. And finally, for today, Lauren Miller from Clear Lake, Texas will be talking to you in a moment. She's graduating with a bachelor's degree in geology and geological engineering. And after graduation, she has an internship with ExxonMobil in Houston that will lead to a full-time position. Looking back at her time at Mines, Lauren is especially proud of the work she completed during field session, as well as the collection of poetry she created with the support of Professor Tony Lefton. Unfortunately, she is most proud of the times she told herself to put schoolwork aside for a moment and just go live. Camping, climbing, hiking, cycling, and running were what helped her thrive at Mines. Lauren's favorite Mines moment include the post-field work card games with the whole geology crew at Golden City Brewery, late night crunch session parties in her computer lab at Berthoud Hall, and writing poetry with her McBride class. Lauren?